Have you ever wondered what the most controversial moments of PewDiePie's career have been? From his early days as an online sensation to his current status as one of the biggest influencers in the world, PewDiePie has certainly made some headlines over the years. Let's take a look at the top 7 most controversial moments of PewDiePie's career and explore why they caused such a stir. First up, PewDiePie's controversies. Felix Schellberg, better known as PewDiePie, started his YouTube career by posting game videos and reviews. After more than a decade, the 30-year-old has added a vlog series, comedy videos, music videos, and structured programs to his repertoire. He's also become YouTube's most popular content creator with 104 million followers. Schellberg even negotiated an exclusive video game streaming partnership with the site earlier this month. However, the YouTube megastar's fame has been accompanied by apparently constant controversy. Schellberg sparked controversy early on in his career with unvarnished criticism and trolling in videos. He went on to make rape jokes for which he subsequently apologized on Tumblr, joke about joining ISIS, an act for which he was momentarily suspended from Twitter, call female gamers dumb Twitch thoughts, use racist insults, and upload many videos incorporating anti-Semitic speech and Nazi iconography. Schellberg reflected on the evolution of his career, his irresponsible behavior, the ramifications of his massive influence, and his objections to being associated with the alt-right in a recent episode of the New York Times Rabbit Hole podcast, his first interview with the mainstream media in over 2 years. Schellberg cited a change in his approach to content creation that occurred in 2015 and 2016 when he started experimenting with edgier material than his regular game videos in the hopes of moving away from child comedy. He told New York Times reporter Kevin Roose that he thought YouTube was a place where nobody knew what the limit was at the time. He added that it resulted in a lot of channels pushing it as far as possible. Schellberg didn't consider the possibility of retaliation, fury, or injury when striving to stand out. He didn't face much opposition since die-hard admirers surrounded him. Schellberg was also charged with anti-Asian stereotypes. In a 2019 Q&A, the YouTuber said that his Asian followers from Malaysia and Singapore were overly loud and squeamish as compared to his Western counterparts who were more like me. He noticed that when he went to countries like Malaysia and Singapore, people were very hectic and squeamish and crazy, and they would lose their minds when they saw him. However, when he returned to Sweden, people were more like him, more reserved, polite, calm, and generally nicer. He was accused of stereotyping and racism as a result of his statement and comparison. He then apologized, stating he didn't want to upset anyone and was only comparing fan culture. Also, the Chinese and Indian censorship. India and China are two nations that have had serious disagreements with PewDiePie. During the infamous subscriber dispute between him and T-Series, he faced legal penalties in India. 2 of his diss recordings were and continue to be banned nationwide due to allegations of racism and slander. On the other hand, censorship in China was imposed for political reasons. He presented memes connecting Chinese President Xi Jinping to Winnie the Pooh in a film, which is a source of political dispute. In the video, the YouTuber also spoke out on the 2019-2020 Hong Kong protests. Next, PewDiePie was charged with anti-Semitism. In early 2017, PewDiePie hired 2 individuals to carry an anti-Semitic placard that stated "Death to all Jews" for a YouTube video. The Wall Street Journal called him out for his behavior, and the outcry was massive, and it eventually lost him his Disney partnership. Since then, the YouTuber has been repeatedly associated with far-right neo-Nazisms. Even now, there are several reports and tales on the internet about white nationalists copying his brand. In hindsight, Schellberg admits that he is to blame for the aftermath. He said that it wouldn't have happened if he hadn't pushed it too far, obviously. The criticism, on the other hand, strengthened his admiration. He explained that people felt it was unjust what had happened and wanted to show their support for the channel even more. He also made a donation to the Anti-Defamation League and stated he would take a break from making videos to reflect on his mistakes. Since then, PewDiePie has been more careful about what he says and does in his videos. But it is clear that this moment was one of the most controversial moments of his career. It was a stark reminder to all creators to be mindful of the power of their words and to make sure they are not offending anyone with their content. When it comes to controversial moments in PewDiePie's career, jokes about Adolf Hitler fall in line. While many of his fans see PewDiePie's humor as harmless, some of his jokes and references have been seen as extremely offensive, especially when it comes to topics such as Adolf Hitler. The most famous example of this is the infamous Hitler joke, wherein he refers to a fan as Hitler in response to a comment made in one of his videos. This joke caused outrage among many viewers, and PewDiePie was forced to apologize for the remark. PewDiePie's jokes about pedophilia. When it comes to PewDiePie's career, one of the most controversial moments was when he joked about pedophilia. In a video released in 2017, PewDiePie was accused of making jokes about an alleged website called Poods, which he claimed was designed to connect men with underage girls. While this joke seemed to be made in jest, many viewers felt that it was inappropriate and offensive. Despite the controversy, PewDiePie defended his comments, saying he was trying to make a joke and did not mean any harm by it. He also apologized for the joke, saying that he had crossed a line and understood why people were offended. Since then, PewDiePie had been more careful with his jokes and has become more mindful of what he says online. He has also spoken out against similar jokes in other videos, stating that such jokes are unacceptable and should not be tolerated. Also, the use of the N-word. One of the most controversial moments in PewDiePie's career was when he uttered the N-word during one of his live streams. This incident happened on September 10th, 2017, during a PlayerUnknown's Battleground stream. During the game, PewDiePie said the N-word in frustration and quickly realized his mistake. He immediately apologized for his use of the word and posted a follow-up video on his YouTube channel addressing his language and apologizing to those he had offended. Despite the apology, many were still critical of PewDiePie for using such an offensive word. His fans were divided as some defended him and others felt he should have known better. This incident was even discussed in the media, with many outlets calling out PewDiePie for his language and others discussing the implications of his actions. This controversy highlights the importance of being mindful in our words, especially when live streaming to hundreds of thousands of people. Even though PewDiePie apologized, this is a moment that will stay with him for a long time and serves as a reminder to all content creators of the power of their words. Next is PewDiePie's rape jokes. PewDiePie has repeatedly come under fire for making jokes about rape in his videos. This is one of the most controversial moments of his career, as it has caused many people to call into question his character and sense of humor. In a 2014 video, PewDiePie made a joke about rape while playing his horror game Amnesia: The Dark Descent. He said rape is not okay, but it's a good way to remember how to spell amnesia. This joke sparked outrage among viewers, some of whom called it tasteless and unacceptable. In 2018, PewDiePie again made jokes about rape in his videos. In one video, he laughed about using the term rape whistle when describing an item in the game Octodad. In another video, he joked about being raped by the game Five Nights at Freddy's. Again, this caused an uproar among viewers and led to accusations of insensitivity and immaturity. PewDiePie has since apologized for his comments and has since tried to be more mindful of how his jokes could be interpreted. However, these incidents remain some of the most controversial moments in his career, and it's clear that PewDiePie still needs to work on his understanding of what is and isn't appropriate to joke about. Last on the list, PewDiePie was mentioned by the Christchurch shooter. The Christchurch mosque massacres on March 15, 2019 were maybe the most contentious news ever related to PewDiePie. A lone Islamophobe and white supremacist stormed two mosques and opened fire, murdering 51 people. Before conducting the horrific killings, the terrorists said, "Subscribe to PewDiePie." Despite his disagreement with the allegation that his conduct was to blame for the assault, Shellberg admits that the event highlighted the power that artists have to change their audience's thinking, and how a large following comes with responsibilities. He heard the news of the devastating reports from New Zealand Christchurch and felt absolutely sickened. Having his name uttered by this person, his heart and thoughts went out to the victims, families, and everyone affected by this tragedy. When pressed to define that obligation, the YouTube sensation admitted he didn't really know. Many producers distanced themselves from the PewDiePie vs. T-Series subscriber dispute in the wake of the tragedy. While some media attempted to connect the murder's radicalization to the creator's videos, many individuals believe that utilizing his name was just for viral purposes. As we've seen, there have been many controversial moments in PewDiePie's career. From his offensive jokes to accusations of racism, it's clear that PewDiePie has had an interesting past. So what do you think? Did PewDiePie make the right choices in these situations, or could he have handled them differently? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for similar posts. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.